Unspoken Remains. Episode: The Limping Woman. Something followed me home that night, and it wasn't human. Welcome to Unspoken Remains, the place where the stories no one dares to tell aloud find their voice. Tonight's story comes from a real person, a student, a teenager who stayed late at their school library to study for final exams. A completely ordinary night that became anything but. Stay with me. The lights are already dimming. It happened exactly 1 year ago. Final exams were approaching, and the pressure was suffocating. Our narrator had been pushing themselves harder than ever, staying late, studying longer, refusing to leave until every page was memorized. The library typically closed at 5, but for exams it stayed open until midnight, a quiet sanctuary for anyone who needed it. Minutes dissolved into hours, and when the student finally looked up from their work, it was 10 o'clock at night. Usually by 8 there would still be a few students, but at 10, silence. The kind of silence that feels full. Still, the student told themselves, just 10 more minutes. They bent back over their books, and that's when they heard it. An uneven, dragging rhythm, like someone struggling to walk, like something limping through the shelves. They looked up. Between the towering shelves, shadows pooled like dark water. The fluorescent lights flickered, just once. Something was knocking books from the shelves. The student didn't wait to see what it was. They grabbed their bag and ran, out of the library, into the long corridor. It's narrow, lined with lockers, and at the very end, the exit. They were nearly there when they stopped. Standing perfectly still between the student and the exit was a woman. The student didn't recognize her, but as they moved closer, the discomfort grew, like the air itself was warning them. "Who's there?" The word had barely left their lips when the woman vanished. No movement, no sound. She was simply gone. They walked through the exit and stepped outside. The street should have been alive. This was a busy road, but tonight, nothing. Not a single soul, not a single light in a window. The street was deserted in a way that felt deliberate. They were nearly home when they saw it, a shadow on the pavement stretching out ahead of them, long, distorted. There was a woman walking ahead of them. She moved with great difficulty, her legs twisted, her arms bent at unnatural angles. Her hair was wild and matted. Every nerve in the student's body was screaming, "Do not go closer, do not move." And then, she turned, slowly, impossibly slowly. Her head rotated toward the student, and she asked a question. "Where is she?" The words hung in the dead air like smoke. With a trembling finger, the student pointed far away, into the darkness beyond the last lamppost, and the woman turned, and she limped in the direction the student had pointed until the darkness swallowed her whole. The student ran. They ran like they had never run before, mind empty of everything except one thought: get somewhere safe. And then, from somewhere far behind them, a scream tore through the silence. "She is here." They woke up inside their own home. Their neighbor had found them unconscious in the middle of the street. In 1998, a 32-year-old woman named Agatha lived in that neighborhood. She had a 10-year-old daughter. One afternoon, the little girl had an accident. She didn't survive. Agatha's grief was the kind that doesn't heal. For decades, the locals had known. Agatha's ghost wanders the streets around Eden Hill School. She drifts through the corridors at night. She is still looking for her daughter. Some losses leave wounds that even death cannot close. The student who lived through this night still hears it on quiet nights. A slow, uneven sound, like something limping. If you are out there tonight, walking home alone, don't point. Subscribe to Unspoken Remains for true, chilling horror stories.